Getting stage fright. Good evening, everybody. I'm Routt Reigart. I'm president of the board of Beyond Pesticides. I do have a question. How many of y'all are Mainers? Okay, can I ask you a question? What do you think about New Hampshire? Is it okay if I talk a little? So I was just thinking, when I was supposed to welcome you here, really how glad I am to be in Maine. So it's really exciting to me. I was thinking, when I was not too old, back in the early 50s, my grandmother would bring me every summer to Maine to see Cousin Jean in Augusta, and on the way we'd always stop for lobsters at a pound in Algonquin, and it's really a fond memory. And then after that we'd go to New Hampshire to see my relatives there, which is why I was afraid to talk about that state. But this all led to my going to college in New Hampshire and spending a good time in Maine along the way. So I really thank all of you for allowing me another opportunity to be in Maine. It's great to be here. It's great to see all of you here. And we have so many greeters, I don't want to say too much, but Beyond Pesticides is very proud and excited about this program. We're proud and excited about the folks who are here. We're proud and excited about what Mainers have done, particularly what's going on in Algonquin and South Portland, as well as the very strong organic presence in this state for many, many years. So thank you all for allowing me to return to Maine, and I hope you'll enjoy this whole conference.
Hi, everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces out there. Glad you're here tonight. I just take a minute to say hi and welcome to this amazing event. Things will really go into high gear tomorrow morning. But Maine is, for us too, a very special place like Routt. One of my early recollections when we were visiting a board member who, at the time, who's in the audience right now, Bo Yerksa. Are you still out there? Are you out there? Hey, Bo. We were in your cabin somewhere in northern Maine, and you had a bumper sticker that said, "Don't bother me, I'm in vacation land." So I have found that everybody, we've been working with folks in South Portland and Algonquin, and man, I can't think of a better group of folks to be working with. And I'm going to just turn this mic over to Heather from the Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association, MOFGA. You all know the organization well, and you know Heather probably, and if not, she's going to introduce herself and be a part of this welcome. But you're going to hear more from me tomorrow, so I'm just here to say hi and so glad you're here. And I was asked to tell you all that the food that we are serving throughout this event is all organic, okay? So yeah, we're really excited about that. Certified organic, so thank you.
I feel like nervous being in the spotlight. My name's Heather Spalding, and I am the Deputy Director of Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association, commonly referred to in Maine as MOFGA. I just did a little spiel about what MOFGA has meant to the state and meant to me for 45 years. MOFGA is 45 years old this year, and it's a wonderful organization, and I won't go into a lot of detail about that. I mean, I'm happy to talk to people about what MOFGA does, other than that we are the oldest and largest certified organic association in the country. And we've done a lot of education and community building and a lot of policy work and through the years. And now there's so much happening in this state. It's so vibrant. And it's not MOFGA at the table. It's just all these incredible organizations and community initiatives that are happening. And you're going to hear a lot about that in the course of the weekend. So I love MOFGA, and I'm so happy and proud to be part of it, but I'm also so inspired by the work that's happening around the state and, of course, around the country. And I've been to a bunch of these national forums that Beyond Pesticides has organized over the years, and they've just been so rewarding to me and so informative and so inspiring, and I'm thrilled that everyone has now come to Maine. So welcome to Maine, and I'm particularly glad that you got an absolutely gorgeous, like an incredible stretch of weather. You never know what you're going to get in April in Maine, but hopefully you'll be able to get outside and enjoy it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I've been to these events and have learned so much from these like rock star scientists and advocates and policymakers and reporters, and I can't believe that I'm actually addressing you now, so it's an honor. Jay is a particular hero of mine. My first job out of college, I went to DC and I worked for the National Wildlife. I was an intern at the National Wildlife Federation, and one of my assignments was to focus on the export of pesticides that were banned in this country to less industrialized countries. And I heard about Jay Feldman back then, and so I've known Jay and been inspired by him way back since the mid-'80s, and I just really want to thank you so much for all you've done, Jay. You're a hero to me, and I know you are to everybody else here. Yeah, and to the incredible staff and Board of Pesticides Control, you guys just do amazing work, and really honored that you came to Maine to host this forum. So Jay came to MOFGA and the Common Ground Country Fair, which happens every year in September. This year, 23rd, 24th, 25th of September. He came as a keynote speaker and a participant in our public policy teach-in a few years, and we were focusing on pollinators, and he delivered an incredible keynote speech, and there is a nugget from that speech that many of us at MOFGA have carried, and I just want to share it with you now. I hope that we actually got it right, but this is actually something that we at MOFGA refer to a lot. But he says, the chemical-intensive alternative is clearly no longer an option. The toxic pesticide experiment has failed us. Organic is the only option. So thank you, Jay, for that. And so as I said, MOFGA's been around for a long time. We've done a lot of organizing and really brought a lot of people in, but there are so many other groups that are working to carry this movement and this message forward, and one of them is Toxics Action. And Andy Jones is here, and he's going to talk a little bit about the incredible work that they're doing to help organize municipal ordinances to phase out pesticides. So, thanks, Andy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Heather. So my name is Andy Jones. I was born and raised here in Maine, and I work for an organization called Toxics Action Center. We are a New England-wide public health and environmental nonprofit, and what we do is we work side by side with community groups that are facing toxic threats. Anything that's a threat to clean air, clean water, we want to be working with a frontline community to make sure that they have the skills they need, the grassroots power, the political power to win their fight. And to me, I've been with Toxics Action Center for a little over 2 years now, and I've had the extreme pleasure and honor of working with a group in South Portland called Protect South Portland. We went through a pretty tough fight 2 years ago over a pipeline that's owned by ExxonMobil. They wanted to bring tar sands, crude oil from Canada down to South Portland, Maine, and load up tanker ships with crude oil. and sell it to dirty energy markets. So we didn't want to see that happen. That pipeline goes within 150 feet of where my dad grows garlic in his garden in South Portland. So the idea of that stuff flowing through the streets, it didn't make a lot of sense. The exciting thing about working with a community group is you don't just win one campaign, you build long-term political power. And a little over a year ago, Rachel Berger said that the next issue that she wanted to work on, and we all agreed with her, was the issue of pesticides. So in July of last year, we organized to have a presentation from Beyond Pesticides, Jay Feldman, Chip Osborne from Osborne Organics, and then Mary Sorello, who's also here tonight from Friends of Casco Bay, gave a presentation before the South Portland City Council and explained why this ordinance was needed. Now, Maine is one of 7 states where you can actually pass local ordinances, and it's a really good way to reduce pesticides in your community. I'm the organizer for the state of Maine. Shana Casper, she's the organizer for the state of Vermont. We have organizers in every state in New England. Even if you're outside of New England, if you're outside the region, if you want to pass something on the local level, come talk to us. We have a pretty good model now for getting this kind of stuff done. After that presentation with Chip Osborne, Jay Feldman, and Mary Sorello, the South Portland City Council, to that last man and woman, said, yes, we understand why this is important. Yes, we're gonna move forward with it. And now, on Wednesday, there will be a second reading in the city of South Portland, Maine. South Portland is going to adopt a comprehensive pesticide ordinance that will restrict the application of pesticides on public land and private land. There will be teeth, there'll be enforcement, and it's really exciting. So if you want to do that kind of thing in your town, come find me. Check us out online, Toxics Action Center, or if you have any other kind of toxic issues, if you're facing fossil fuel threats, if you're facing trash incinerators, leaky landfills, anything toxic, anything gross, give us a call. We love working on this stuff. And thank you so much. Also, thank you so much Beyond Pesticides for holding this forum. This is beyond cool that you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now we're going to ask Dr. Robert Sanford to come to the stage and welcome us as a professor in environmental sciences here. He was so kind as to co-sponsor this event, so thank you, Dr. Sanford.
So I was just going to say welcome and walk away, but I have to tell you something. How many of you have heard of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's stages of death and dying? Right? Well, the same thing applies to environmental awareness. And I realized when I started teaching environmental science close to 30 years ago that I was depressing my students and making them angry. And that I was thinking, this is not good. So, and they were denying it. And so I started to work a little harder, and then depression, not what to do, gosh. And so I'm befuddled about this, and I'm thinking about this. It's my obligation as an educator. I have to take them through all those stages. And so the final stage is not acceptance, it's action. And this group, and the very name Toxics Action is all about this. This group is about this. Our department is an applied, we're at a public university. It's our obligation to take our students to what can they do about it. We say we do not teach environmentalism. Environmentalism is a product of environmental awareness, and it's our job to give environmental knowledge, to give a basis of knowledge, to give them the tools. And many students are surprised to come in. We don't preach in our class. We lay the background of what is happening and help them to understand it. And giving the students the ability to take action to make change where it makes a difference for themselves and it makes a difference in their own immediate environment collectively, like our votes, that adds up to something. And even if it doesn't, all of us have to go through those stages ourselves and come to terms with things. And this conference, this gathering is about giving you the tools to take effective action, because that takes passion, which you already have, and that takes knowledge, which you have, and we put those things together, and we can direct them as a powerful force. So you will see at this conference, there are faculty from environmental science, there's alumni, there'll be students, and we're all in this with you together as we do this. So on behalf of the department, I welcome you, and I look forward to seeing where we go. Thank you.